Welcome back to our channel, Hume's Little Homestead. My peppers have been overtaken by grass. I'm gonna have to handle that tonight. I can't get in there right now. Also, I think I'm gonna turn that water off because it rained last night. And we do not need any water in here. The sunflowers along the back are starting to get as tall as the fence. I do sunflowers to give them shade in the evening. And I think next year I'll just put my 2 rows of peppers. Oh, let me back this up. I think next year what I'll do differently is I'll do my 2 rows of peppers and the row of sunflowers so that the peppers and sunflowers aren't competing. But look at these bell peppers. I'm really excited that they're growing so well. Oh, that little one. I'll give that one to the chickens. It like fell off. Anyway, they're doing great. I have a couple more over there. Oh, look, and some are growing on that one. Very exciting. Anyway, I just wanted to show that all this grass took over. It'll be easy enough to pull out. So, especially since the ground is so wet right now. And these, look at this purple alyssum. It looks so pretty to me. They're little teeny tiny flowers, but they are beautiful. And we still need to weed that. It just keeps growing. But I don't know. I think it's kind of pretty. This section of garden is pretty. It's just about time for me to harvest that coriander. If you can see, it's getting a little bit brown. When the seeds are brown is when I will pluck them. Technically I could cut them all right now. Let me see if I can go in there and get a better angle. Look at this sunflower and all the bees though, first. Look at that. I love the big bumblebees and I haven't seen as many this year. And I'm so happy to see that guy. So cool. But look at all those little ones. They have, excuse me, they have a lot of pollen on their legs. So neat. And I love to see the bees working. Yeah, I've seen these little bees a lot. Yesterday on my Facebook post, we were talking about bees, and I got this really cool book for beekeeping for beginners because I definitely want to add beehives to our little homestead within the next couple of years. I'm hoping next year, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I love to see the bees. But I've only seen these little tiny ones this year. That's my first big one to see that I just showed you. And these little tiny ones are great too, I'm sure. But I'm just curious because I haven't seen the normal, like the medium-sized ones. So I've seen these tiny ones. And last year we had the big, big bumblebees. But this year I haven't seen, that's my first one to see. And this year I haven't seen like the regular honeybees that I've seen in previous years. So I'm hoping they'll come out because I love to see the bees working the flowers and the vegetables. I'm gonna harvest these chamomile flowers today in the afternoon time. What I read is that you can just, pluck them like that. And just rake your fingers up and pluck the flowers like that. I'm gonna wait until this afternoon when the flowers have opened up a little more. I took a picture of how they look when they're open, but they smell so good. Here we go. I'm a little closer to the coriander now, you can see. Coriander and cilantro are the same plant. So cilantro is what you harvest the leaves. Cilantro is the leaves of the plant. And then it puts off these seeds. coriander seeds. So you can see a lot of them are green still right now, so I'm just waiting for them to turn brown. And then I will cut them with scissors, cut the bottoms. So I'll just take scissors and cut right along the bottoms. And it's kind of tedious to get the seeds off. I don't know if there's an easier way to do it. Last year I just plucked them off individually and it worked for me, and those seeds grew great cilantro for me the next year, and you can also use it in spices. So that is going to be my next project coming up here soon. I'm just waiting and watching to see when nature dries them out and then pluck them at that time. I'm waiting for nature to do its thing. Here's our first crookneck squash. I haven't checked for squash bugs this morning. I need to do that. But I will show you the squash. I'm super excited. We're going to have some crookneck squash now. Here's the beginning of scallop squash. They're so cute. This plant is also doing really well. Check out this massive ladybug. I don't even think you can see how huge it is on camera, but it is huge. And we noticed it the other day, and it's still just hanging out on the same sunflower and doing its thing. I've noticed there's a few aphids and stuff on the sunflowers, and I haven't really done anything because I've seen a lot of ladybugs in the garden, so I haven't been too worried about aphids because of the ladybugs that have been sticking around. But just had to show you how cute that ladybug is. It's so fat and cute, and its dots are just so perfect. I think this one's ready to pick and try. It was down in the water, unfortunately. Rinse it off a little. So I'm just gonna pick it. So cute! I think that's the size they're supposed to get. Let me know if they're supposed to get a little bigger. I like to pick my squash a little bit on the small side. I feel like it's more tender that way. So this is the scallop squash. These seeds were from Baker Creek. Something else that's exciting to me. I love tomatoes. I see so many green ones. These are the onions that I planted from Safeway, and they're doing well. I kind of want to harvest those seeds just to save them. Or maybe I'll just let them do their thing. Butternut squash, doing well. There's some yellow pear tomatoes. They're not quite ready. Looks like a bird got these ones. Too. I'm just gonna throw those ones out. Large red cherry. Now I like to pick tomatoes in the afternoon. It gives them a good flavor if they've had time to kind of be in the sun for a little bit. And look at the eggplant. It's growing. It's doing really good. The plant is super tiny. I don't know much about eggplants, but the plant is tiny, but it's producing a big eggplant, so that's kind of cool. These tomatoes are just taking off. That one is very prolific. I'll have to look at what kind that is. Tomatillos. This was the plant that was like heavily attacked by the three-stripe potato beetle, but it's making a comeback, and I think it's going to be just fine producing wise. And then Matt's wild cherry. Every morning there's new red ones on this plant. Last year my plant for Matt's wild cherry just took off and got so huge. Oh, look at this, Zinnia, a yellow one. How pretty. I've had white and pink and red so far, but no yellows, so now I've got a yellow one. That's cool. The last squash that I really loved last year is acorn squash, and I accidentally picked them too early. They tasted good that way, But after I learned you're supposed to let them get a little bigger, I let them get bigger and made soup bowls out of them, and it was so yummy and fun. A really fun meal. So I'm excited about this plant right here. It is our meat bird's last day of life today. We are processing them tomorrow, and I am just really happy with how it's gone. They've grown really well. We had the one that stopped growing, and we, put it out of its misery a couple days ago. But these guys have done so well. I'm gonna let them free range today. I've been doing that just because this is kind of a small area for them once they get to this size. And I noticed when I let them free range, they actually like to eat this clover. They have been liking eating these flowers. And so there's plenty of grass for them. I'm gonna be home today watching, so if there was any problems, I can run outside and save them. So I'm gonna let them free range for their last day of life, and I think they will like that. Oh, there's a beautiful butterfly in that field over there. I think if you wanted to keep them in the chicken tractor all day, if you're worried about it, then moving it twice a day when they get to this side would prevent all of that yucky. We moved it yesterday morning before I went on the trip, and that's how dirty they get in one day. So just being real here. So this is one day's worth of poo. And they just have a hard time standing up. So they kind of lay in their poo, which is kind of sad. So that's why I'll have them free range today. I'll move the chicken tractor as well right now, so that it's over that grass instead. So when they come back in to get in the shade, they won't be in their poo. Here is the other half of them in here. Also doing well, also getting quite big. These ones are a little smaller though. I separated out the smaller ones though, and I'm thinking, here's what I think the difference is. I think these are hens, and I think most of those over there are roosters. There's one hen over there, because I'm looking at their combs. See those lighter pink combs and smaller? I'm pretty sure those are the hens. So I think that's why they're smaller. My agile egg layers. Come on out, guys. I usually help them down the stairs. Seem to really be enjoying their last day of life. This one's just hanging out by the food. These ones are all in the shade over here. It's kind of hard to process something that you've raised from a tiny chick. It's interesting to learn the cycle, like the life. Gross, that one just pooped as I'm saying this long monologue about life. He goes ahead, poop on that. Anyway, it's interesting to raise animals, and this will be our first time just raising something for meat. We've always raised chickens for mainly eggs and processed the roosters that we didn't want to keep. And anyway, it's definitely, because we've had them for such a short time. We've had them for 10 weeks. And so it's amazing to me that something so tiny can get so huge in 10 weeks. And you definitely get attached. I'm definitely ready to be done with them. They are getting really yucky and stinky, but you still have this, I don't know, not a connection, but you've cared for something and you're going to take its life. And that there's something to be said about that. But I think that it's really important to learn about where our food comes from and really take matters into our own hands sometimes with, okay, I'm not a huge fan of how these big processing plants process the animals, and the animal's life isn't always, their quality of life isn't always as good as it could be. And so by raising things on our own property, we are taking that part of it and taking that part of the equation and making the animals have a good life for their 10 weeks before they're going to become our food. And just feel grateful. I feel grateful for the opportunity to raise them, and grateful for the freedoms that we have to do this, and grateful for the knowledge that I've learned. So that's how I'm feeling the day before processing day. I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'm excited to show you the equipment that we bought for this project. We did find some good deals on our equipment, and we will leave a review on the types, the companies that we got stuff from, so that if you want to do this in your own backyard, you can. And yeah, so that's that. There are so many butterflies in this field today. It is gorgeous. I could just watch them. They're so pretty. There's yellow ones, and I saw a swallowtail. I didn't know that swallowtail was Arizona's state butterfly. I learned that yesterday doing the kids' brain quests with them in the car. We Googled what Arizona's state symbols were, and the state butterfly is the swallowtail butterfly. I did not know that. Kind of neat. We're out here getting ready to harvest the chamomile and tomatoes we found, and I just wanted to show the gazania flowers. They're opening up and they look so neat. I started these flowers from seed. Oh, there's a bee. And I really like to have flowers around the border of the pepper bed. Last year I did marigolds. But these just look really neat. I just looked out here and they were all opening up. So I'm going to try and remember to come out right at noon, because I think they'll all be opened up like that right at noon.
Jeez, there's so many.
And then all of these.
5 on this plant.
That's alyssum and evolution violet, which also is really neat. I didn't grow these from seed. I got them from Waltz, but I did grow the alyssum from Waltz. We got some interesting colors. I really like these white ones. They're so pretty.
Can aphids climb on? Stop it.
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I just killed an aphid.
So we are going to harvest the chamomile flowers.
Tea time.
See how they opened up in the afternoon? So all we're going to do, guys, is just pop the flower off like this.
So like this? Like this.
Yep. And put it on this plate.
Smells good.
Okay, I'll get out of the way. I should have brought a basket. We had more.
I can't get over there.
It's okay. Calm down.
Where's the basket?
Just jump over them. We're going to taste our first tomatoes.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Kaden. They're good, huh? Here's the chamomile we harvested.
That's a lot. Tomatoes.
And go down the row. Keep going. Keep searching. You just might find one.
So aren't these ones supposed to get yellow when they're ready?
Those will be red.
Oh.
Those are either Roma or Amish paste. Yum. I think there were some more. Let's walk down each row.
Excuse me. No, that's mine. You can have that one, this one. That one's not ready. Is that one ready?
Chamomile smells a little bit like pineapple.
Mom, is this ready?
Yep, you can eat it.
Is this one ready?
I would let them get a little more red than that. Check down another row.
I've got one. I've got my a tomato. Tomato.
The green ones need to turn red. Oh, those need to be red, silly.
Oh.
You can still eat them, but they might give you a belly. Are those good? Bite it. See if it'll squirt out. Mmm.
Got another tomato bush. Any tomatoes? Oh, look at that dragonfly!
Brave kitty.
It looks like a miniature helicopter.
Cool.
Keep looking for tomatoes.
The kitty followed us out. We usually don't let him out, but we wanted to play outside for a minute. We've lost too many kitties.
Yellow pears?
I did plant yellow pear tomato.
Where?
All right, so now you can see how full and open those plants are. So I'm gonna walk down here and show you the open ones. So there's yellow and orange and these purplish ones. I'm going to save seeds from these, by the way. Look at this bright red and orange combination. So pretty. Oh, there's a little toad. And then these yellow and white ones. These just look so happy. I wish I would have put these around the flower garden, like a border for the flower garden. I'll add these next year if I remember. Look how cool it looks when it's opening up. Just opened up and they're kind of unfolding, and they all close back up at night, so it's cool. So you can see this one closed up last night. You can see its petals are getting a little older, but it opened back up again today. Same with some of these flowers over here. I really like the yellows. They're so happy and pretty. That is just beautiful. And I finally remembered to show you how they look in the afternoon when they've all opened up. And it just looks so pretty along the border. I really like these flowers. These might be one of my new favorites. Just all the different variety, like they're not just yellow, they're not just white, you know, they have a lot of different shades. So yay, I remember to show you what they look like. There's a fly. They are so neat. out with me today. I hope you're having a lovely day. The next time you see us, we will be processing the meat chickens and showing the equipment that we bought for processing meat birds. I don't think we would need to use that equipment on quail. I just wanted to show you how the quail are looking. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have, thank you so much. We appreciate your love and support. And you have a wonderful day.